Hi there guys, how are you? Now what is environmental humanities? Now as the name suggests, something to do with environment and humanities. Now let me tell you that this topic of environmental issues is there in Delhi University's syllabus. So अगर आप Delhi University के student हैं or even if you are preparing for UGC NET English, then keep in mind that environmental humanities is a important aspect of the syllabus. ठीक है? So let's try to understand what is environmental humanities. Now, if you already know what is environmental humanities, try to answer this question. ठीक है? ये 4 options हैं. Write down the answer in the comment section. If you don't know what is environmental humanities, or if you are unable to answer this question, then watch this video. You'll be able to answer this question by the end. Now, first of all, it is a interdisciplinary field. ठीक है? It examines human-environment relationships. Okay? At the outset, this can be a good starting point. But keep in mind that it utilizes literature also, history also, philosophy, anthropology, and some other disciplines also. Okay? What is the focus? It focuses on cultural, social, and ethical frameworks. Okay? उसके बाद, it also addresses climate change. Okay? Ecological degradation and sustainability. Now, environmental humanities is not just limited to how beautiful the environment is, but it also engages with very recent and pressing issues such as climate change, ecological degradation and sustainability. Okay? Afterwards, it emphasizes storytelling, okay? Historical context also, and also some critical reflection. Okay? Along with this, it challenges the idea of progress and development and also challenges anthropocentrism or those narratives that are related to anthropocentrism. Now, what is the meaning of anthropocentrism? See, anthropocentrism का मतलब होता है that human beings are put at the center, ठीक है? Center of the environment, and the environment, other aspects of the environment are only useful because they serve a purpose to human beings, ठीक है? If anything in the environment does not serve human interests, we can eliminate them. So human beings are the center. So basically, environmental humanities challenges this narrative कि हर चीज में human being center नहीं हो सकते. Instead of being the center, we are actually interconnected, intertwined with the environment, things in the environment, be it wildlife, be it trees, be it climate, everything. ठीक है? Now let's try to understand environmental humanities with the help of some literary examples. ठीक है? एक लेंगे हम example में अमिताभ घोष's important work, The Great Derangement, then Arundhati Roy's The Algebra of Infinite Justice, then Dipesh Chakravarti's important work, The Climate of History 4 Thesis. ठीक है? Now what is the point of Amitav Ghosh in his famous work? Now it critiques failures of modern literature, ठीक है, to address climate change. ना आपने वर्ड्सवर्थियन लिटरेचर तो बहुत पढ़ा होगा, बट क्लाइमेट चेंज के बारे में बहुत कम ही राइटर्स लिखते हैं. सो दिस इज अ क्रिटिक विच अमिताभ घोष ऑफर्स अबाउट मॉडर्न लिटरेचर. देन ही ऑल्सो आर्ग्यूज दैट रियलिस्ट नॉवेल्स स्ट्रगल विद क्लाइमेट चेंजेस स्केल. ठीक है? सिंस क्लाइमेट चेंज इज अ ग्लोबल इशू, जो रियलिस्ट नॉवेल्स हैं दे स्ट्रगल टू रिप्रेजेंट द स्केल ऑफ द इशू दैट क्लाइमेट चेंज रिप्रेजेंट्स. ठीक है? Then it explores cultural narratives' role in confronting crises. ठीक है? So the importance of cultural narratives. उसके बाद highlights the literature's potential for ecological awareness. Now we may argue that what is the role of literature in environment? Well, a very important thing is spreading ecological awareness. उसके बाद अमिताभ घोष also questions why climate change is unthinkable in culture. Now, how many cultures do we know, where, and then also keep in mind that Amitav Ghosh questions why climate change is unthinkable in culture. ठीक है? One reason can be the scale of it. It is transnational, global in nature. It is something that has not happened for centuries. मतलब the effects of climate change. But now that scientists, environmentalists are talking increasingly about climate change, now we also are seeing some effects of climate change. Now after that, Arundhati Roy's famous work, The Algebra of Infinite Justice. ठीक है? तो उसमें एक part है ये, The Greater Common Good. ठीक है? So in this work, Roy critiques the Narmada Valley dam projects, impacts on local communities, on underprivileged people, on farmers. Then she also examines the issue of displacement, ecosystem destruction and heritage loss. ठीक है? Along with this, she blends storytelling with political and ethical critique. ठीक है? Then she foregrounds marginalized voices and social justice. foreground मतलब she gives importance to marginalized voices and social justice. ठीक है. Then she also uses vivid imagery to humanize the environmental consequences. Now we cannot understand anything till the time there is vivid imagery or personification of some abstract ideas. Only then we understand any difficult concept easily. So this is one of the things that Arundhati Roy does. Okay? After that, Dipesh Chakravarti's work, The Climate of History 4 Thesis. What is this about? He rethinks historical narratives in climate change context. Okay, so climate change is become very important. He also proposes collapsing human and natural history distinctions. मतलब ये कि if you know what is natural history, what is human history, you'll agree that they are not the same. They are very different. But this is one of the things that Dipesh Chakravarti proposes, that we should eliminate or erase the difference between human history and natural history. Why? Because they are interconnected. Okay, so how can we distinguish between these two histories? They are practically very much interconnected. So when we talk of history, we should talk of human as well as natural history. Okay? Along with this, he advocates for a planetary perspective. So rather than a national perspective or a domestic perspective, he adopts a planetary perspective. He advocates for a planetary perspective. ठीक है? उसके बाद देखो, he also uses historical and philosophical analysis. ठीक है? As I told you in the beginning that environmental humanities is interdisciplinary. Okay, so there will be historical perspectives as well as literary, as well as philosophical, as well as sociological and anthropological. ठीक है. उसके बाद देखो, he reframes history for humanities geological impact. ठीक है. So what is the impact, geological impact, that humanity or human beings or the activities of human beings will have in a geological context or in a geological dimension? So we can sum up by saying that environmental humanities is a kind of collective approach. It includes narrative, it includes historical analysis and ethical inquiry. Amitav Ghosh critiques literary limitations. Arundhati Roy highlights developmental costs. What are the costs of development? What are the costs of progress? Progress for human beings. ठीक है? Progress for human beings means destruction for animal beings. ठीक है? Then Dipesh Chakravarti reconfigures historical thought. ठीक है? So in a way, environmental humanities bridge the cultural expression with environmental critique. ठीक है? So literature should not be limited to cultural expression. It should also include a environmental dimension. ठीक है? So in a way, environmental humanities fosters awareness and imagines sustainable futures. Sustainable future not just for human beings but also for animals and the rest of the planet. Okay? And guys, if you are preparing for UGC NET English, you can join our new batch. For details, just contact us on this number 7678 160 296. Along with this, you can also visit our website. Okay?